milady. I hope I do not offend you, but it appears your mind is somewhere else.
If something is bothering you, we'd be more than happy to listen.
Looking so worried isn't like you, milady.
He's an artificial human that I created. A homunculus.
Princess!
What is it, you two? Entering without knocking it.
It's an emergency.
And more come crawling in.
What's the matter with you guys? You all came rushing in.
Shh! You're going to wake Papa.
Oh, sorry.
Right now, the best thing for Mondo is for him to get plenty of rest.
So sleep is the best thing?
Meaning, Papa was just exhausted and he's sleeping?
I was told that it was an emergency.
Well, don't worry, it's still an emergency. Since he's doing excess work without consulting us.
Don't worry, my kittens. Mama? Leave Mondo to me. Just watch over Regalo, like you usually do. Everything will be fine.
Yeah, don't worry, leave everything to me.
Even if it meant my life.
You're too dramatic.
You're taking this too lightly!
All right, don't start fighting, you two. Come along, both of you. It's time to leave. And the lady as well.
A siesta at the beginning of the day. Papa is amazing.
I feel like I lost in the contest of love for siestas.
Yeah, we lost. It was a crushing defeat. Well, Papa. You've always had a knack for faking sleeping.
What are we going to do with you? In Japanese, we call this technique tanukune.
Samiri, if you pitch that hard, you'll rip my butt off!
You'll become more of a man if I rip off a little.
But Mondo, are you absolutely sure this is how you want things?
You can stop now with the useless questions.
I'm not asking you.
Listen to me. This isn't something to discuss in front of someone who needs their rest, now is it?
There's no more time.
I guess that means there's only one thing we should be doing.
It's not just one. Well, it appears you and I will never agree.
Despite how long we've known each other, I would have to agree with that completely. And I guess we'll leave it at that.
Milady.
It looks like you have something you want to ask. Well, if you are truly that interested, then allow us to satiate that curiosity.
Welcome back, Jolie. Oh, hi, miss.
He looks like a normal child, doesn't he? Don't be deceived. You see, this innocent little boy has a contract with the 16th card. La Torre, the tower.
A contract with the tower? I just have to listen to what you say, right, Jolie?
That's exactly right, Elmo. Be a good boy and go play outside.
But she came to visit with us.
Milady has something important to discuss with me.
If I do what you say, I'll be helping you out, right, Jolie?
Indeed.
Okay. See you again. Goodbye.
The reason Elmo was born is complicated.
No, Jolie.
The reason he was born? Oh, you mean Elmo was...
Precisely, milady. However, you should know.
Stop! There is nothing else for you to tell, milady. Huh.
I want you to tell me.
As you figured out, I've created the homunculus to contract with the Taroko. That is its entire purpose for its being.
But why would you do something like that?
I will answer that question, since it is I who am the director. Please listen carefully. Long ago, Mondo had undone the seal on the Taroko, and then he established a contract with the card, Il Mondo, the world. The world is the card that unifies all of the Taroko, but there was a great consequence.
A great consequence?
Even among all of the Taroko, the cards 0 to 22, in other words, the major arcana, exist by consuming the emotional strength of the host. My Emperor, Jolie's Moon, even your lovers. The card simply doesn't matter. But the ones that are uncontracted, the cards that are without hosts, they survive only by receiving power from the host of the world.
Is that the excess work Jolie was talking about?
Because of that, Mondo.
What? What's going to happen to Papa?
He'll soon fall into a coma, and eventually...
You have to tell me, is there any way to save him?
We just have to lighten Mondo's burden by ensuring each card has a host.
What?
I had Luca and Temperance, Debido and the Hermit, and Pache and Strength establish contracts together when they were young for that very reason. Nothing more.
So, to find hosts for the remaining cards...
I told you already. Following countless experiments, the only ones that were able to establish contracts were the three of them.
So, that's why you made a homunculus a contract?
No. At this point, it's nothing more than garbage. Putrid refuse.
That's not fair.
But you know, there is another way to save Mondo.
No! Jolie, stop it!
Is there a reason to hesitate at this point? It's to use the other Taroko that you have, milady.
The Wheel of Fortune?
That's right. Besides the lovers, you have a contract with the 10th card. La Ruota de la Fortuna. The Wheel of Fortune.
But
You were saying?
Papa and Mama never actually told me exactly what powers the Wheel of Fortune holds.
You see, the power of the Wheel of Fortune is to change the relationship between the host and the Taroko.
Huh? The relationship between them?
You once saved Samir with that power. Do you remember?
Stop it, Samir!
No! The only way left is for me to use my Arcana powers.
It's true. If we use your judgment, it can heal. Mondo would be able to recover from his illness. But there's no guarantee that the world won't influence judgment, causing it to go berserk.
Wait for me, Mondo! Cula protezione!
Jolie, do something! There's nothing to do.
Mama, what's wrong?
It can't be.
Felicita!
13 years ago, Samir was saved because you unconsciously used the Wheel of Fortune power.
I don't remember anything. Why?
Because the Wheel of Fortune changed the relationship that existed between the Berserk Judgment and your mother.
But then, if I used the Wheel of Fortune power on Papa...
There is a chance. But to use the Wheel of Fortune is, milady. Tell me, have you ever wondered why it was that Mondo sent you away from this mansion and only allowed you to interact with a small group of people? It's so you won't unconsciously use the Wheel of Fortune power again. However, Mondo realized that he doesn't have much longer to live, so he concocted a plan, and he summoned you back to spend his remaining time with you. That's why he decided to hold this ridiculous Arcana duello to find an heir to replace him as Papa. That way, you'll have someone to support you after you lose your father.
In 2 months, we will be holding the Arcana duello. And in doing so, we'll grant them a wish. And name them Papa. One more thing. The winner will marry my daughter, Felicita.
What's wrong? So, I see you've heard.
Mama,
Yes.
why did Papa choose a card like the world? I mean, if he knew it had such dangerous consequences and all. Mama?
Mondo! Here.
Jolie, where are the others?
Find and kill any member of the Arcana Famiglia.
You're going to use it? The power of the Taroko?
I am. I made a contract with the Taroko for this very reason.
Mondo!
It appears that you are in need of my powers. I have built Mondo, the world. most dear to me. You still have an opportunity to nullify the contract.
Enough! I will decide my own path. It's mine alone!
The shout. Girati Finalizare.
Jolie, move away. No way. The safest place on this island is right here by your side. No doubt. Girate Finalizare!
I want you to know your father is a great person, but also a tactless person.
Mama? Mama, I really want to save Papa.
Thank you. Oh, my.
If we use my Wheel of Fortune, we can save him.
You found out about your powers?
Mm-hmm.
I had told them to never say anything, but they never listened to me. They're hopeless.
I'm sorry.
No, you have no reason to apologize. Listen well, Felicita. Have you been able to control your lover's power by your own free will? You see, that means that your heart is not strong enough to use the Wheel of Fortune power. It is just simply too powerful. We will save Mondo, no matter what. So don't ever mention the Wheel of Fortune again. Do you understand me, Felicita?
What the hell? I was excited to see how much you'd improved since you'd asked me to spar with you.
Do you really think that I'm actually giving it my all?
You never shut up, do you, chickpea?
Don't call me a chickpea!
Have you been able to control your lover's power by your own free will?
I'm so sorry. Guys. Please. Lovers.
Nova's clearly gotten better. But there's no way I'm letting anyone else win the duelo. I'm going to win this and take the title of Papa. I made Princess a solemn vow. Then that'll mean...
It'll mean that I'll be your bride?
Huh?
You haven't won yet, so pay attention!
That's not it!
If he were to incorporate his arcana powers into his sword technique, he'd be a worthy opponent. But I have no intention of losing. If I were to somehow win the Arcana Duelo, I'd wish not to marry you, okay? I have a duty to set her free.
Now I'll be able to do it.
She truly is your daughter, Mondo. If it's to protect those she loves, she doesn't care what happens to her. You're truly alike. Like how neither of you consider the pain you'll cause to those you leave behind.
Jolie, the Wheel of Fortune has consequences. You should have told her. If she knew of the consequences, there's no way she'd be willing to use the power.
You mean you expect her to? If she were to use the Wheel of Fortune again, she'll lose her memory, It's too risky.